within this ashram there in India, I have observed a lot when it comes to suppressing sexuality. Because within this ashram, there were also monks living, yeah, people that don't have a sexual connection with others. And I realized that in different cultures and religions, and especially there in India where I was, and all the gurus and swamis that I, met and have shared their teachings, that actually their teachings were from the heart chakra upwards. And all the chakras below the heart were never mentioned. Yeah, there was always, let's create love of God. Yeah, let's maybe love ourselves and others, but not even that. It was always about, let's just create that love of God. And I was always like, but there has to be first this self-love, yeah, embodying the self-love. And what about the lower chakras below the heart? So that's when I created a whole new method of healing and transformational work, because I realized that when we suppress this sexual, our life force energy, it's non-different from our life force energy, yeah, our sexual energy, because we were all created from this energy. That if I start healing the first chakra for humanity first, then only we can lift this energy through all the upward chakras into the crown, into the universe, connecting with God, with the highest source.
Hey, I'm Julia Lopez, communication architect, international speaker, author of Leading in High Heels, and your host. Welcome to Brave, Bold, and Brilliant podcast. Together with my guests, I will share with you inspiring stories where being brave and bold were the trigger to becoming brilliant. For the past decade, I've been helping professionals to express themselves with clarity and confidence in any stage and arena of their lives. Communication is key to success, and stories have the potential to transform lives and move people into action. There is someone, somewhere, who needs to hear exactly what you have to say. Be brave, bold, and brilliant, and speak up unapologetically.
Dear Angela, it's such a pleasure to have you here with me today for this conversation about being brave, bold, and brilliant, who you are. We met a few years ago, and we just, before hit recording, you just told me that the last time we met in person was about 2.5 years ago. Amazing how the time flies. But I'm so happy to have you here. You are the goddess. But I will let you to introduce yourself to the audience and share with us your stories when you had to take brave and bold actions in order to become the brilliant goddess that you are.
Thank you so much, Julia. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you and share about my life stories, about being brave, bold, and brilliant. As I just mentioned to you, amazing visualizations and meditations usually happen in my cold shower and on my walks in nature. So also going back a bit through my life story, I realized that my being brave, bold, and brilliant always came back to being a rebel, being a taboo breaker, and also breaking out physically into the world, like traveling the world at the age of 14 on my own solo. And then also what I find very brave and bold and brilliant about myself is that I always listen to my body, listen to my heart, listen to my soul, and had this natural self-confidence and self-trust into myself, into others, and also in the flow of life. So at a young age, as a child already, I always shared my desires and my dreams, and no one could ever hold me back from actually experience it in 3D, yeah, as you if you want to say like that. So I just went for living my dreams. I had these clear desires and dreams, and I always knew at a really very young age where I wanted to be and where I wanted to go and with whom I wanted to connect. So something also brave that I think is also connected to courage. I feel brave and courage is so connected, and I feel like I'm a very courageous woman. As a teenager, in my 20s, in my 30s, I have taken decisions, life decisions that I feel were very courageous looking back. For example, coaching my dear female friends in high school. That's where I realized my soul's purpose, that I want to help women reconnect with their bodies, with their hearts. And they came to me with their sexual issues and nutritional body shame issues. And already then I realized, hey, that's what I love to do, offering a safe space to women where they can just share about anything, about their deepest fears, but also their deepest desires and deepest fantasies, which usually in our daily life, there is not the space for that. So offering that safe space for deep transformation is something that I find quite brilliant about myself, to hold that sacred space. And I feel that today I can say I'm really also an expert and authority when it comes to guiding people on this planet, not only women. Then in my life, I also guided men and couples back into their highest self, into their highest potential, into their reconnecting with their sensual, erotic, and sexual energy, with their life force energy, creative energy, and financial energy. And so my life went on, and I got married after my teacher training course at university in Zurich. And that was also a brave decision, because everyone was like, no, don't get married, you're too young, this and that. And I said, yes, I want to travel to India. And in India, people, they just love it when you are married as a couple. And that time, that was like more than 20 years now, you could not even stay in a hotel when you're not married in the same room.
Okay.
So we decided to get married and move to India. And although so many people wanted to hold us back, and there was attachment to, no, stay here, we need you here, family and friends. And I said, no, look, this is what I want to experience, this is the place I want to be, and be with children and women, and go do charity work in the poor villages. So again, a very brave and bold decision. Also going out into these Indian poor villages was something that I feel even today was very courageous. And I just love working with people. And for the past 30 years, I've met thousands of people. I have supported their healing properties. I have touched people with my hands, with my heart, with my braveness and boldness and brilliance. And yeah, then I came back after a few years of living in India, and I gave birth to my 3 children, which is also something that I feel we must honor. Yeah, that when we give birth, this is such an amazing, this is such a wonder, is so magical. And then the next bold decision was to go with 3 small kids back to India. And yeah, this is then again like different challenges come up when you travel with the whole family and with 3 small children, that you want them to stay safe and healthy.
But at the time, are you were you still with your husband, or you on your own?
I remarried. Yeah, I remarried another man. Yeah, this was my second husband. That is the father of my 3 children. And then we were running a yoga retreat hotel in India, the same place, north of Kolkata in West Bengal, by the Ganges River, which was is still a pilgrim place with a huge temple area for the Hindus. So we were integrated in a big international ashram with a lot of rituals and going to the temple and pray and chant and make music and yeah, be embedded in an amazing community, yeah, which was international. And running there this yoga retreat hotel where all these yoga groups from all over the world were there. So that there the world was coming to me, which was really amazing because I was not that flexible anymore to travel with 3 children and a whole family on my own. So the world came to me, which was yeah, very amazing.
And
And
when did you transition, Angela? Because for what you do today, which is amazing, that I have to say here, just giving a parenthesis for the community to know what I know about you. That when I first started seeing you, I was still living in Zurich. We didn't know each other personally, but we knew each other through the social media or something like this. And your conversation was a very open conversation to women in terms of owning their sexuality, owning their the pleasure, and you talked all and you used the words that are taboos like masturbation, orgasms, and etc. All these words that most women don't say it publicly. And the most interesting thing, so daring that you are, daring, brave, and bold, that you created this image of a goddess of yourself that you really, through the years following you, I can see that you really live it. And you are this entity, and that you have no shame of your body whatsoever, where you can even show your body publicly in beautiful pictures, sensual, amazing. That is your message there, saying there's nothing to be ashamed of. And I love to hear what led you to that, because you're doing your yoga, you're doing your meditations, you're guiding people, but now you have a very clear message towards that, the sexuality of women getting back to their sexuality in order to find their full power.
Absolutely, yes. Um, this is a very interesting point you're making, Tulia, because within this ashram there in India, I have observed a lot when it comes to suppressing sexuality. Because within this ashram, there were also monks living, yeah, people that don't have a sexual connection with others. And I realized that in different cultures and religions, and especially there in India where I was, and all the gurus and swamis that I met and have shared their teachings, that actually their teachings were from the heart chakra upwards, and all the chakras below the heart were never mentioned Yeah, there was always, let's create love of God. Yeah, let's maybe love ourselves and others, but not even that. It was always about, let's just create that love of God. And I was always like, but there has to be first this self-love, yeah, embodying the self-love. And what about the lower chakras below the heart? So that's when I created a whole new method of healing and transformational work, because I realized that when we suppress this sexual, our life force energy, it's non-different from our life force energy, yeah, our sexual energy, because we were all created from this energy. That if I start healing the first chakra for humanity first, then only we can lift this energy through all the upward chakras into the crown, into the universe, connecting with God, with the highest source. And this was actually the realization once when this message got absolutely clearer. Yeah, and I'm very happy that you can also see that transformation of myself. And this is so interesting, because if we are not suppressing this energy and start even just sharing these taboos by speaking, like you mentioned, the other day I had a client, she said, you know what, Angela, just talking about erotic connection and orgasms and how to, be the receiver or the giver in a sexual relationship turns me on, makes me wet, makes my whole system alive and juicy. Yeah, not only on the genital level, but brings the whole life force energy in your whole system, and your vision gets clearer, your message gets clearer, your soul's purpose gets clearer. And that was so amazing. I really love to hear that. And just by sharing, I mean, you are the embodiment of speak your truth, share your message with the world, how important this is. And when we start pronouncing these just also the words, that what a difference.
I love that you mentioned that your client experienced that, because if you remember when you came to my master class, remember,
Yes.
there was a moment that I talk about the emotions of the words, that every word carry an emotion with it, but you have to have lived the emotion with that word. This is why it's so difficult. I give a simple example, which is to curse in a foreign language, because even if you know what a bad word is in English, because it's not part of your life experience, you say it, but you don't feel it.
Exactly.
But when you're upset and you say something in your own language that you read, it comes from your source, it comes from everything, and then it's just there with the full power, right? And
Exactly.
this is
Absolutely.
why and I say to my clients and students is, when you are presenting, because most of us, we have to present in English, it's not our native language. There will be, when you start stumbling in certain words, means that you're not ready, you're not connected with that word. You have to find a different one which can really delivers the emotion that you want to deliver. So that's very interesting that your
And
client said
that. Then my passion about sensual embodiment. Yeah, you have to really feel it in your body. Yeah, and once we go into this embodiment of our emotions, this is then like the next step. And then you share your message, then it's a whole new vibration than if you just share something that you have studied at university. If you have this realized wisdom within you, which is what you just shared, and then embody this feeling and this emotion, then every cell of your body starts vibrating at this frequency of the word, yeah, and the emotion.
Is he
Exactly.
speaking from is he speaking from your heart in a way, not from
Absolutely.
your head? When you're speaking from your head, it your body is not processing, it's not feeling. There's no feeling there. And then I have a saying, Angela, I don't know if you remember that I always say, when there's misalignment, where when you say something that is from the head, is factual, is analytical, but you're not connected emotionally, and it's sometimes is when, well, sometimes or most of the times is when you say something that people feel like there's something not right there, because you're speaking from your head. And I always say, if there is something is strange there, trust the body, because the body cannot lie.
Absolutely. The
The
body
body, if
immediate.
the body doesn't understand what you're saying,
Exactly.
yeah, it's
That is
amazing.
so interesting. Yeah. And I mean, when we speak from the heart, it's also a language, it's an emotional language, which also where the feminine energy comes through. Yeah. It's like when we get out of the head, out of the mind, into the body, into the heart, we share our emotions, then we can go into that feminine, soft, nurturing being and feeling energy, yeah, and also receiving energy. And that's something that I can even realize with men nowadays, that humanity in its collective wants to go into the feminine energy, wants to realize and embody more of that feminine energy, because the patriarchal systems, they were so they were strong for so many years, yeah, for thousands of years. And now it's people, they get actually forced, yeah, also with in these times we are now in these challenging times, we get forced to be more, feel more, receive more, and create more, instead of be stagnant in a structure or go on the mental and racial level and just give, perform, and do all the time. Because this has also in my life brought burnout and depression, isolation, demotivation, and that's what I see. And whenever we're ready to receive more, be more, and feel more, whole life changes. Yeah, it's really the combination of reconnecting with your sexual energy, with your sensual energy, and receiving more sensual pleasure and be more and feel more, is, I think, one of the secrets to success and bravery and brilliance and boldness and magic and abundance.
It's this understanding. It's getting to this understanding. And
Yeah.
I, hearing you is, it was coming to my mind a kind of a discussion I had the other day with a friend through Facebook about the word nice. Because I said, like, in my post, I said, please eliminate this word from your vocabulary, because this is a scapegoat to not saying exactly what you want to say. I say, like, there is a place for nice when you say, okay, it's nice, because you don't want to really say anything more than that. But many women, I was talking about women, I'd say men would use less, but many of you women use that word too often to really bypass giving their serious opinion about something. And in this process that you're saying, that what I was hearing was, is the same when I ask my clients and students for them to express, what do you exactly mean with this? How do you exactly feel with that in terms of words? And then you feel like this, trying to find what it would be the word that will I can express that feeling.
Mm. Mm.
Takes the time, but when you find that, is a revelation, because then you own that emotion, because now I know every time I feel this way, this is what I feel. and it's a way that you can communicate them. Because
Absolutely.
just saying that everything is nice says nothing. There are other words out there. That nice is one word that exemplifies this quite well.
I love it. I love what you just said. And also this owning and to be bold. It's there's also something I teach my women. This is the bold no, yeah, that owning who you are, and also sharing, and or first, in the first step, realizing what are your values for yourself in your life, in your relationship, in your business, with your friends, in your community, and then own these values without making any compromises anymore, so that you can always stand there and have your bold yes and bold no. Yeah. And I think this is, yeah, this is so important, that we go into this, I own who I am, I own what I speak, I own what I give out into the world, and I also own my sexual and sensual erotic energy. Yeah, and I own my truth and my values, and yeah, owning these, yeah, because everything is vibration, everything is energy, and whatever comes out and whatever we share with the world has its impact. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is your slogan.
You can use it. You can use it. Use it. We need to repeat over. I feel myself sometimes repeating myself over and over, but I think I say to myself, that's the way it is. You have to keep repeating it, because people have to incorporate that in their lives.
Because this is your soul aligned message, and you want every person on this planet to know this soul aligned message. Yeah, this is your soul's purpose and soul aligned message. Yeah, amazing. And I want to, yeah, that everyone knows that, hey, you are loved and you are good enough, and you can also live your life on your terms, and yeah, that you are really a goddess, and you're a brave goddess, and you're a bold goddess, a brilliant goddess, and it is your birthright to be in abundance and live in abundance.
Feel good on your own skin.
Yes,
that's the thing.
Exactly.
And because it's liberating, you use, like, let's say, in a way, we are in the same path, because we are helping people to connect to their true source, and we use different tools, right?
I love it.
Yeah, and because at the end, that is what it is. That is what we are here for, to really find the source that we have, that we are as entities, as beings, or as spiritual beings, and whatever you believe out there. But we are not here, as my sister says, we are not here on holidays. We are here to do something. So get to do something. And this doing something starts from understanding who you are. It's a long process, and it's a continuous process. But when you have this, I know where I'm standing right now, and you talked about values. I know what is important for me. What are my values? This is so liberating, because then the yes or no comes very easy.
And naturally.
Naturally, because it's yes or no. And it's so important. The other day I was talking to a friend about when you ask people, what do you want? And most often, like quite often, they would say, oh, I don't really know, but I know what I don't want. Right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, I say okay, it's a starting point, but write down what you don't want, and then think, I don't want this, instead I want what? This.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, everything that doesn't fit in your list of don'ts, I don't want this, but everything else could be a candidate, but doesn't necessarily mean that everything else that is out there is what it suits you.
Absolutely.
So this you continue attracting things that are not suitable for you, because you know what you don't want, but you still don't know what you do want.
Exactly. And that's means creating your clear vision. And once you have your clear vision, and I even go a bit further with my clients, I create a vision beyond the vision. So whenever the vision is already manifested, what would then be your vision? Yeah. And I love the word liberating that you just mentioned. And this brings a whole new liberation and freedom into your being, into your family, into your connections, when you know exact, like, yeah, the process is usually like that. Even with my clients, I observe that it's easier for us humans to share what we don't want, so we rewrite what we want and create that vision that brings, yeah, brings a freedom. Yeah, it doesn't bring attachment or something stagnant. A clear vision is actually something, phew, where you can finally breathe again and go out there. And once you share your vision with as many people as are around you, I mean, of course, your well-wishers and supporters, then they can even bring their energy into your vision and support your vision. So I love that when it comes to creating freedom, yeah, liberating yourself from stagnant or dogmas or old patterns that no longer serve you, to be in the highest and serve from the highest. So yeah, so beautiful, amazing, these different tools we have and can share with the world, with humanity, from our, yeah, from the soul alignment, from the soul's purpose.
It's awesome. And
Yeah.
Angela, share with us in your work with women, the work you do at women getting back to their source, their
Mm-hmm.
sensuality, their sexuality. What are the, let's say, the blockages that you find the most common? Let's, in a general, like that could serve to other women out there, and that
Mm-hmm.
start being observant of that. What can
Mm-hmm.
they do to move forward, to expand, to connect, and then expand?
Exactly. I have created a method that is called the Ramel method. My surname, it means the R stays for releasing and reconnecting. The A stays for alignment. The M stays for manifestation. The E stays for elevation, and L stays for love. So the biggest blockages that I observe usually is, again, it's feeling shame and guilt when it comes to sexuality. It's the closing of the genital, but also closing of the heart, closing of the throat, closing of the mind. And as you said, yeah, it's like not open. And once we go into that healing process, it's like these flowers, lotus flowers, that open up and can shine through your whole body and into every cell of your body. Then there is, yeah, so shame and guilt is around this. So when we heal the shame and guilt on a sexual level, also naturally on all other levels, shame and guilt is also healed. Yeah, this is very interesting. So if you go and heal shame and guilt on another level, the sexual level will most probably not be healed. But when we start again at the root, healing the shame and guilt, all other levels will be shifted. And then there is the block of, or more the fear of, again, this what happens when I open up? Will I be manipulated or hurt by others? So I can see men and women that once they had a very painful experience sexually, or in their love relationship, or even in a business relationship with business partners, that they close off and they're so fearful of opening up again. So there we go into the self-trust, self-respect, self-love, and self-acceptance again. And then what I already mentioned is the receiving. This is so challenging for all of us, because our mothers and fathers have taught us to perform, do, and give, to be loved, seen, and appreciated. This is so deep within us. There are cultures, I've seen other cultures where this is a bit different, yeah, where there are a whole community or societies like, hey, you're beautiful, you're amazing, yeah, where they use a lot of positive affirmations. But I mean, within this society here, it's usually about go perform, go do, go give something, and then maybe you will receive some love, appreciation, or being seen, yeah, or being heard. And this is very deep. These blocks are very deeply imprinted in the systems, yeah.
It can be in a way expanded and generalized in many cultures like this, especially with the women. Know this: give, and don't expect too much. Just keep giving. And but we cannot give if we don't have. We need to recharge ourselves.
Yes.
And you said about the receiving also in the sense of allowing yourself to receive. Welcome, be open to receive. And we can give this just a simple example on that, of the saying thank you. And I say this a lot with my clients, and you probably heard me saying that. When you get a compliment, lady, don't say, oh, that's okay, and oh, that's not important. Just don't say anything, just say thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where we can start in our daily life. We have to exercise these things again, yeah, very consciously bring it into awareness and then observe, yeah. Even I've realized, for example, when people comment on posts on social media, what I do since a few years is when someone gives a compliment, I even write back, I'm receiving your love right now. Yeah, it's, you can express it like that. Yeah, and don't give back immediately a compliment. First receive it, feel what it does in your body, in your heart, in your mind, so on a soul level. And then once you're filled, what you just mentioned, when the battery is overflowing, then share your overflowing love, your overflowing compassion and power and energy and trust and wisdom. Yeah.
That's very interesting that you say that, because I don't know since when I say something similar. When people say something to me that's positive, and I say, compliments taken. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
So I acknowledge that I take it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, because this is the greatest gift that you can receive back. Yeah, if actually a present or a gift gets accepted, even if your love gets accepted and taken in, this is the greatest gift. Yeah.
And also because if you think about, if someone pays a compliment to you, and then you say, oh no, Tulia, it's nothing, you are invalidating what I just said.
Absolutely.
So it's like you're being very impolite.
Absolutely. And
without knowing.
Yeah, even like wow, your beautiful dress, no, it's old, it's like
we fall into that. We fall into that if we are not attentive. You said that it's practice until it becomes part of you, that you don't fall into this.
That's why we're here. That's why we're incarnated in these beautiful bodies, yeah, to practice, to learn. We arrived here on a learning planet, on a practicing planet. And let's be grateful that we have, yeah, people that mirror us, trigger us, bring things into awareness. And I'm always so grateful when people share their truth with me, yeah, so I can realize myself and get old stuff or subconscious stuff into awareness.
Yeah. That's amazing. Angela, now, what you would like to share with women out there, a message that you want to give to them so they can unleash their brilliance.
Unleash the brilliance. I love it. To unleash your brilliance, I recommend you, or I inspire you, motivate you to really breathe deeply, like whenever you can, connect with your breath. Even when you're indoor, or open your window, go out, take deep inhalations and exhalation. And just through your conscious breathing, you can easily get out of the head and into the body. And then just feel the ground, connect with earth, connect with the heaven, and feel yourself, put yourself in a golden light bubble. Now we have this glitter, glamour, golden Christmas time. Just imagine this glitter golden ball around you so that you feel loved and protected and seen and appreciated, and also protected from all the negative energies, bacteria and viruses. And yeah, just feel yourself and enjoy yourself. And I also inspire you to touch yourself on a regular basis. Do it in the shower, do it with a beautiful body lotion, go from tip to toe and to every body part. You really go into that love. I love my feet, I love my legs, I love my breasts, I love my yoni, and go into that loving yourself more, so that you can, also now in this Christmas time, it's like practice, in this Christmas time, so that you have some overflow to share with the people around you.
Thank you so much. That is beautiful. Thank you. I wish you the best, and hopefully we can meet each other in person sooner than later.
Yes, please. I can't wait. Thank you so much, Tulia.
Thank you for being you, Angela, and for being here.
That's all for today. I hope you got inspired to raise your game and be brave, bold, and brilliant. Make sure you listen to my other podcasts. Stories are great sources of inspiration and transformation. Subscribe. Remember, there is someone somewhere who needs to hear exactly what I shared with you here today. Be generous and spread the word. Give your feedback and help grow this awesome community. Until then, be brave, bold, and brilliant, and speak up unapologetically.